Hey, what's up? Thank you for clicking to watch this video. My name's Kay if you've never seen any of my videos before. And today's video is just a tutorial on this look, which is a super easy, no foundation routine that I like to use when I'm just trying to get out the door or if I just don't feel like wearing a full face of makeup. So if you'd like to see how I created this look, just keep watching. Even though we're not using foundation, we're still going to prep the skin using the e.l.f. Glow Lotion. I like to use this primer in particular for this look because it gives such a nice, radiant glow to the skin. Oh, and I forgot to say that I'm starting out on moisturized skin. I didn't put any primer on, so this is the primer I'm using. I didn't do my brows, I just brushed them, but they actually look kind of nice today. So now we're skipping foundation and going right into concealer, and today I'm using the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. And I'm using two different shades. I'm using Butterscotch as more of a highlight shade, and I'm using Maple to spot conceal. I'm taking Butterscotch first, which is the lighter shade, and I'm putting it a little bit on the back of my hand. And I like to use a brush whenever I do this sort of look. And I just have a very little bit, and I'm going right here in the problem areas, blending it out with this brush. I like using a brush for this method because it allows me to be a little bit more precise. And I do like to blend this up a little bit onto my eyelid. And you can see how that instantly already highlighted my face. A good drugstore alternative to use for this would be the Maybelline Fit Me or the Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer. I think both of them work well for this purpose. You want to choose a medium to full concealer. That way you don't have that awful like ring left over after your makeup has been sitting for a few hours. Now that I'm happy with the way that looks, I'm going to go in with the darker concealer to spot conceal. I'm doing that same thing, putting a little bit on the back of my hand, but you can see that that's not highlighting. And to spot conceal, I'm just dabbing the concealer on, because even though I'm doing most of the blending with the brush, I am gonna go back through with a sponge to make sure that it really settles into the skin. I'm taking a damp beauty sponge, and in this case, I'm using the Thrive Cosmetics Blend and Blur Sponge. And I'm just going everywhere that I concealed and just gently patting it into the skin. Next, we're gonna set the face using one powder for all over the face, and I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Finishing Powder in Medium Deep. And even though we didn't place concealer everywhere, I'm still going to go ahead and push this powder all over the face to make sure it's nice and even, and to set that primer that we put on earlier. It's going to give us the tiniest bit of coverage, but still look very natural. I like to use a pressed powder instead of a loose powder for this because I think it just looks a little bit more natural. Just setting the eyelid and the under eye at the same time. All right, so I think you can see so far the difference that made. I just made some minor corrections, and you can still see a few of my imperfections, but that's fine because we want this to look natural. Next, I'm going to bronze the face using the e.l.f. bronzing powder, and this one is in Turks and Caicos, and I'll be using the deeper shade. This bronzer is like, I don't know, it was so misleading. Like, I don't know, look at that. I did not think that that was gonna be dark enough, but just look at the difference between here and here. It is on the cooler side, so it's, I don't know, it's definitely more of a contour color, but as far as placement, I'm just using it as a bronzer. Looked cool in the pan, but I don't know, it's definitely warming up my face, which is nice. It's exactly what we want it to do. Moving on to blush, I'm going to be using a matte blush, and it's actually the Makeup Revolution's The Matte Blush in the shade Nude. This is a very light pink. This is another thing that I remember when I picked it up, I was like, why did I pick this up? This is not gonna show up on my skin, but lo and behold, it does. I do tend to go a little heavy on the blush, but I really like blush. Now, before I highlight, I am going to set the face using the Badescu facial spray with aloe, sage, and orange blossom. And this is to set the face, but also to hydrate the face. Next, I'm going to be highlighting using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Amrezy highlight. I wouldn't typically be using a brush this big to highlight, but my other highlighter brushes are dirty, so we'll just be careful here. And I like to do my highlight after my setting spray because I think it makes the highlight pop a little bit more. For the brows, I'm going to take the ColourPop Boss Brow Gel in the color Dark Brown. Now I'm just being very careful to comb this through my brows, and then I'm gonna go back through with a spoolie just to get rid of all the little chunks. It's actually my first time using this product. I'd been using the Essence, I think it's called Gimme Brow? No, is that the Benefit one? I don't know. Whatever the Essence one that's like this. I've used that one before. I really like it. And I really like that ColourPop one. That's pretty good. Just need to blend this out. And just, you know, being careful to not get any of that product on your face. But I do want, you know, a more fluffy brow, so that's why I'm combing it up. For mascara, I'm taking the Ulta Beauty Plush Drama Volumizing Mascara. And I do admittedly like to use a lot of coats of mascara. Something I should have done before I did mascara. It's actually one of my little tricks. I like to take whatever bronzer that I use that day, if I'm doing this particular look, and throw that in the crease just so that there's something in the eyes and it kind of pulls the look together and makes you look like you did a lot more than you actually did, and makes it look like you have on eyeshadow and really it's just your bronzer. And I'm using a Morphe M441 brush to do this. See how it just looks, you know, slightly more put together on this side than this side. And to wake up the eyes a little bit, I'm gonna throw a little bit of that same highlight from earlier in the inner corner. And last for lips, I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Plumping Gloss in Mocha Twist. And I love this gloss. I didn't realize it was a plumping gloss when I first got it, so it scared me a little bit. I think I've said that in a previous video, but I don't know. I thought it was funny because I was like, my lips are burning. I think there's something wrong with this product. And then it turned out to just be a plumping gloss. And then my lips looked really nice. I highly, highly recommend this gloss. Go pick this up if you have not tried it already and you're looking for a gloss. So that's it. That's basically the whole look. It's just very natural, very dewy, very glowy. It's very easy. I think this will take you less than 10 minutes once you get it down pat. And so, you know, just try this look out and let me know what you guys think in the comments. And of course, if any of these steps don't work for you, or if you need an extra step, feel free to swap out any of the steps for anything that you need, or to change up any of the steps that I do to fit your personal needs. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day or night. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed this video and want to see more. And also, don't forget to click that bell next to the subscribe button. That way you're notified every time I upload a video. All right, bye.